Welcome to the Pretty Red ENT Show. It's your girl, Goddess Naquita, a.k.a. Pretty Red ENT. And if nobody told you they loved you today, just know that Goddess Naquita, she loves you today, okay? And I'm sending so much love and light out to me. And I know, I always send out love and light to the universe and to just everybody who needs it, right? But sometimes you need to love yourself enough to send yourself some love and light, especially if you're a light worker or you're just a person who always gives, right? So I just want to say, I love you. I love me. And I'm sending myself some love and light, okay? And if y'all do the same, I appreciate it too. But if not, keep it over there. Don't send me no bad waves. Send it back to you because I transmuted, okay? All right, guys. So this episode, I don't know if I want to dedicate it to somebody, but I do want to say this episode is about love, right? This four-letter word that people just be so offended. It's so crazy because I be testing people, and I do it all the time, and it's non-consciously, right? And a lot of times people be like, "What do you mean by that?" What I mean is that sometimes if you are from a survival mechanism, right, and the people in the streets, there are tactics that we set up where we just non-consciously just test people. Just to test them to see what's really going on, right? And I'm like, wow, really? And I never really thought about it. So I was having a conversation last week and I'm like, Black people kind of do this. We do this. We just do this just to do it. Okay. And it's not anything wrong with it. I mean, it is, but it isn't. But sometimes we just be curious to really see how a person is interacting with the situation around. I don't know. We do a very good job at what we do. Okay. So shout out to us. I don't know if every color guys do it. I'm every culture. I don't know what comes to race of people. I just know I have a PhD. Okay. A PhD of blackness. So I really know about the black culture and just about my culture in general. So I want to say this, guys. When it comes to love, guys, I know I was talking to somebody earlier today and they're like, I just want to receive love. I just want to love somebody. And I'm like, you really just want to love somebody? I said, but how are you loving yourself? Right? Because you can't say that you want to love somebody and not really love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, then you cannot love anything outside of you. And this is a true statement. And it's a statement to bring you back to really understanding what love is. Okay. So a lot of times, guys, people, they don't know what love is. So I'm going to give you what Webster Dictionary says about love. It says an intense feeling of deep affection. Okay. A great interest and pleasure in something. A verb is feel deeply affection for someone or like or enjoy very much. So if you like somebody's presence or you enjoy them, that means you love them, right? We do not use love the way how it's meant to use. Some people just think of oh, well, it's this deep thing. I'm telling you, if every time I've been in a relationship, anytime I told somebody that I love them, right? And a man that I have been with, right? They will tell you, I don't just say I love you. There's a little bit deep, but my husband gets something totally different. It's top tier. I'm going to set a bar. I set the bar high on that one. Dang, I never even knew that this was a thing. Yes, this is a very romantic thing that I have never given to any man ever. At all. No, this is the one person in my life that receives this. I love you. Okay. So then there's a number 3 is a person or thing that one loves. This is also the definition of love. A person or thing that one loves. She was the love of his life, or a friend A friendly form of address. It's all right, love. Like, informal is, don't fright. There's a love. Okay. Then it talks about also love is in tennis, guys, a score of 0. Then it says feel deep affection for someone, feels a deep romantic or sexual attraction to someone, like or enjoy very much. So I just went over that, right? So for my definition of love is something totally different than that. But when I hear people come up to me like, I really want to receive love, I just really want love, like I want to be in a relationship, this and that. So to me, I'd be like, okay, what are you doing to be in a relationship with yourself? That's my first thought. Because in order to receive, you have to be able to be open to receive. But 2 is, are you playing? Are you being a player? Are you talking to a lot of multiple women or multiple men? Like, what are you doing to take the steps to allow yourself to be loved? But if this is something that you want to thrive in your life, I would think that you will have to first take the steps and realize, like, what is love to you? A lot of people do not take this step. They like to just like, well, let me experience it. Yeah, I'll let you experience it too, but let you figure out what love is and what love means to you. Because if you do not know this thing, this is very, very highly important. You can't say, oh, I want to experience love, but you don't know how to give love. And a lot of times people fall short of that because they don't want to take that initial steps to really loving themselves, right? Like, let me see how I really want to love myself. Make sure your world is all the way 100% great, and then invite somebody in. Because if you're inviting somebody in, not saying that people won't come in and just help you with the love in your life, but if you really want to be in a relationship and it's fully a relationship, you want to do the things for love. So guys, I do this thing where I draw these little figures. Okay. And I'll be like, okay, let's talk about like love. Like, what are you doing to take the steps to get love? And so when people say, or when men say, oh, I just want to flow. What do you mean by flow? Like, where are we flowing to? I'm not flowing nowhere if I don't know where I'm going. That's dumb. So when I was talking to this person, I was like, I'm just telling you about women. Like, I'm an expert in women because I am a woman, but I'm not an expert into all the other women. I'm an expert to how a woman that is like open and expressive, emotionally intelligent, spiritually, physically, mentally, right? So when you talking to me, I have a little deeper insight than the most people do because I'm real relaxed. I'm chilled. I'm also understanding, and I can really take my time to understand what are you really trying to say and what are you trying to accomplish, right? So I draw this board on my little whiteboard, right? And I was trying to explain to this young man. I was like, okay, so here goes love. What are you doing to attract love? Because you cannot attract love if you're not able to like be in a loving state. So right now, if you feel like you're being played by everybody, nobody's taking you serious, are you in a loving state, right? A loving state would be like, it's all love. I can't really necessarily be mad about your actions. I only am mad about mine and what I do to you. I can never be upset about what you do because that's not me. I didn't do that step that you took towards me. I didn't do that to you. So me and this young man, I was like, okay, so what are you doing? Are you dating for preference? Are you dating to make it known like I really wanted to take somebody serious? This and that. And so I started drawing. So in the middle of my board, my little spider web, okay, my spider web, in the middle of the spider web was love. I said, how are you flowing to love? Now you're talking to several different women at one time. How's this going to get you to the one love of your life if you're talking to several women at one time, but all these women are not your preference? So then again, you wasting your time. You're not flowing in the right direction towards love because you're not dating your preference. And I was trying to express, like, I was like, see, I know me and I know my preference. And to me, I wouldn't date outside my preference because I know that I will long for this part of me because there's a part of me that need to be fed. So I wouldn't even entertain that because that'd be harmful for them, but that'd be a waste of my time. So he was like, "Oh, really?" So I was like, "But see, you're taking all these extra steps and girls, they can figure that out. Like they can sense that. Like younger women can sense like, okay, if you're playing games, they will play the game with you. But some people don't like to play with people like that. And you might have real good intentions. You might be a real good guy. But once you start deviating from the flow of where you're trying to go to, then there's no flow there, right? So I always tell people like, if you want love, you have to be able to be in a love mind state, meaning that everything that you do is love. Like when you wake up in the morning, it's love. When you wake up to brush your teeth, it's love. When you getting dressed and dressing your human body, that is love. That's literally falling in love with your life, right? And this step is so necessary to be one on a loving vibration, but to just really enjoy you and loving on you. A lot of people don't like to get up in the morning. Like they don't like to just be happy and thrilled in the morning. I'm one of them people where I wake up naturally happy. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I really wake up very, very happy. When I say like happy, I really mean like I wake up happy. Like every morning, I'm like, I'm just happy I'm here. Hey guys. Like, and I really just be happy just getting up and walking and taking steps that I take. Like, guys, y'all got to really start falling in love with the little steps. In order to get the big steps right, you got to fall in love with the little steps. It's like once a person starts doing a Stairmaster, prime example, let's take that. The first time they might get on the Stairmaster, they might only could do 2 minutes. Right? Like, let's be honest, because that Stairmaster is no joke. And whoever said it was, that's cap. Okay. So you might work yourself up to 2 minutes. Then you might work yourself up to 4 minutes. And then the next day you might do 15 minutes. And then the next day after that, you might do even longer than that. What did you do to your endurance to tell yourself, like, I'm enjoying the little steps because you kept going back and doing it? Some people shut down once they don't get the results that they want. Like, okay, I went out on this date, but it didn't work out right. So I'm not going on any more dates. What? That's dumb. So you're going to allow this one date to stop you from receiving what you want to receive. Cap. Do you feel me? Like, no, it's cap. Like, you got to call that out. It's like, it's cap. It's like, no, like you have to like, keep putting yourself out there if this is the result that you want to receive. But also, for the most part, like if this is something that you really want, you gotta like go for what you really want because there has to be somebody out there trying to match your energy, right? And some people be like, oh no, but there is somebody destined to be with somebody. We come in pairs. Like, it's not like, oh, you just came here alone. Like, yes, you have a single mission, but sometimes your mission is love. And sometimes you have to accept that, like, right? But then sometimes you have destiny and destined soulmates. The vertex and the birth chart is all about like who you're destined to be with and who like everything is just what it needs to be, right? So I'm one of these people that just believe that everybody deserves to be loved, right? And some people are like, no, that's not true. Yes, it is true. That's even for the people that you might feel like it's evil. They deserve love too. Like saying that somebody doesn't deserve love is saying like they don't belong on this earth. Like, or they don't belong to existence. Like what? Like, no, like we are all here to achieve love. Like in whichever way to really be romanced in your life. once I started really taking life as a romance, because I'm a real romantic person, and I started to like romance myself, buy myself flowers, like take myself out on dates, like just do little things for myself when I accomplish little goals. And I really just started to just really fall in love with everything around me. So it was just like everything became love. And then so many people say hateful things to people. And I just noticed this. And it's not like I see this, but I used to see this all the time. Like where people just say hateful stuff. They hate on somebody. They talk about somebody. And I'm like, well, I just love them. Like prime example, I was sitting in class and one day I sat in this girl's seat. I don't know if I told y'all about this. I sat in this girl's seat. I didn't think she sat in the seat. I thought she sat in the seat that she said sit down, but I sit in the seat. But I can't see the board. Okay. I'm a person like when I'm doing certain problems, I got to be able to see what I see or I'm not going to be able to do it. Right. So make a long story short, I'm sitting at the board. I'm sitting at the board and I'm like, okay, like, let me get this right. Right. So I'm sitting at the board and the girl just goes in on me. And I was like, listen, honey, I always roll to the front of this class. That's because I can't see. Like, and so what ends up happening is people didn't like this girl because like the way how she is, she's really bold. She speaks her mind. But she rubbed another girl wrong in the class. But the girl took this as an opportunity because she knows I'm outspoken to think that I'm just going to tag team up on this girl and be like, oh, I don't like her. Like, no, I don't care. My whole thing is I don't jump and try to attack another human being because other people like this is not that. This girl's outspoken. I'm outspoken myself. I probably would have said the same thing. So I can't never be mad at her, but it's also all love. Like I'm not about to be upset and jumping on a person because these people don't like this person. I'm not that type of person like that just because this person doesn't like you means I don't like you. I don't judge people off of that. I judge them off the actions of what they do towards me. I know that they state in psychology that happens that if your friend group doesn't like another friend, then typically you don't like that friend. But I'm a person where I'm like, okay, if they do something wrong to me, then I will. But if their responses are justified, no matter if I like it or not, then I can never be mad. I respect it because I respect people who are honest. And I wrote this in my paper and I was like, I can respect somebody who is racist and loud about it compared to somebody who was racist and hiding their hand. And they say, well, why do you say that? I say this truthfully because what is this? I say this truthfully because I feel this way because I can respect a person who's honest. Like they're not going to lie. They're not going to sugarcoat it. If they're not going to do right by me, they're going to tell me up like, listen, I'm not doing all that. I can respect a person like that compared to a person who's, oh, let me say these little stuff right here, even though I know they're secretly racist. And these are the type of people that like to hide their hands. Oh, it was unconscious. No, you're conscious as hell about the things that you do. Sometimes you're just upset when people call you out on it. So I can respect a person like, see, and the only reason why I say this is because when I was younger and I was in high school and stuff, there were some white people like, I don't like you just because you're black. Don't say nothing to me. Don't talk to me. I'll make sure the teachers don't put us in a group. I'm more happy about that than the teachers put me with a group and make me work with this person knowing they don't want to work with me. Like, does that make sense? Like, I can respect a person that's honest about how they feel every which way around the board, which I don't think their logic is okay, but I respect their openness. And this is the thing that I value the most. Like, okay, that you don't lie and you don't sugarcoat nothing. Like, no, if I don't like you, I don't like you. You're going to tell that I don't like you by my facial expressions. And I'm one of those people that do that. Like, nope, my facial expression is like, stop fucking playing with me. Or just just stop. You feel me? Like a lot of times, like a lot of people just don't know how to be open and say the things that they don't want to say. And that's a thing where I noticed, like, where could this have started at? And I feel like a lot of times it starts in elementary school and different things like that. So how I feel about the situation is that people do things and they do it because they either want to protect or they're in love. And guys, when it comes to love, it's about honesty. Like you have to be honest and transparent. And that's the reason why I'm a person like, I'm not about to waste your time and because I don't want to waste mine. So I'm going to be honest about that. Like if I like a lot of times, like when I used to date, I used to be honest with people when they used to come up to me. They used to be like, I'm like, I'm not going to hold you. I don't really like you. You're a nice person, but I'm going to move on. Like, I don't feel like this is going anywhere. Now, did this take a long time, a long step to get to where I was able to vocalize that? Yes. It took a long step to get there, but it's a beautiful long step that I just fell in love with. Like I love the fact that I'm honest about how I'm feeling and I'm not like, hey, I care about how other people receive it, but I care more about like, if I'm being honest, is it going to hurt me or them, or am I doing it out of love? Because some people could be honest to the point they know that they're going to hurt the other person. My honesty is where I'm transparent, which is totally different than just being honest. I'm transparent. I'm giving reasonings why I feel this way and stuff like that. So that way this person knows. But a lot of times it's just the flow of love. And I feel like once you're on a love vibration, everything that you want just starts attracting towards you. So once I got this step of like this love thing where I was able to like be honest, transparent, with the people around me, external, because the internal was being honest, I was able to achieve what I really wanted. Does this make sense, guys? Like you gotta go for what you want all the time. So when it came down to me talking to this young man, I was like, listen, if you want to receive love, you first have to like stand on business. You got to stand for what you talk for, because people judge you off of the words that you are saying. Some people judge you off the ways that you move. But if you're moving in a way that doesn't show like, hey, I want somebody seriously, then it doesn't work out the way that you need it to and are trying to apply. That's the word I want to try to say, like to apply it. So like if you're saying, okay, I want somebody and I want somebody serious, but yeah, you're out here like collecting numbers. Like, or you're out here just every person you see, you're trying to talk to them. Like, that's not how that works. Like, I know that sprinkle lady say date them all, and there's this guy, he said women like see what's going on is that y'all be giving wifey stages to people that y'all are only supposed to date. Like y'all need to start dating them all. Like until somebody apply that pressure to make you sit down, then yeah. But to me, I'm not gonna do all that because that's a lot of energy. You got to deal with because women know just as much as men know how they want this relationship to flow. Does this make sense? Like, guys, seriously. If they say that it's not so, they perping. I'm telling you. Like, a lot of times, like when it comes to flow and relationships, I'm a person like, okay, like say for instance, right? I meet you, I like you, but the only thing you do is text. I don't like that. It's going to bother me. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to disconnect myself. Like this ain't going to work out because that's a part of my love language. So inevitably, guys, like if you're trying to find love or you want love to come in your life, you first have to receive love from yourself, which opens up the floodgates to be like, okay, the universe goes off vibrations. God goes off vibrations. So it's like, okay, you loving on yourself. Okay, let me send some more love to you. Like, this is what you want. Guys, you can't keep accepting the things that you don't want and think you're going to get the things that you do want, because what you do is you're telling the universe, I want this energy. I'm telling you, I was like, hold on. Like, I remember like, because Pluto was in Capricorn for 15 years. It was like I was in Capricorn is a karmic sign. So I was going through the cycles of like being able to like really tell a man like, no, 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 no. I don't want that. I don't want to receive that. And being able to step in that fully was an amazing thing. Like, especially when I sat down the time to heal, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, this was a long time coming, but it was well needed to the point where it really helped me out to get on a love vibration. And I really started loving myself, and I started to receive that back. Like, I'm telling y'all, to the point, like, I love myself a lot, to the point where, okay, I'll open my door. The way I sit down is a certain way. The way I stand is a certain way. And then I noticed, like, if I come to a door, if I hold the door for somebody, like, the door be held for me. Like, that's like a love vibration that's attracting what I want and the love that I want. So I got to start really doing the things that you want to receive from somebody else, and then really experiencing that with yourself, because sometimes you can give out so much love to other people that you really forget about you. Okay? You got to make sure that your cup is filled. Before you give it out to anybody, make sure your cup is overflowing. So that way you're able to share and interact with the things that you need to do with yourself, right? I'm one of these people where I love me, and I love me enough for all of us, but I'm also not going to accept anything that's less than what I deserve to. Like, okay, like, you're just giving me bare minimum. That's okay. Like, I'm okay. I'm not a bare minimum type of woman. So you want to do bare minimum, you stay over there, and I'm going to stay over here. Okay. I'm going to mind my business, but I'm able to like really speak that with love. Like, hey, listen, it's not going to work out. Like, maybe it's me because I have a requirement and you're not able to give me this requirement. So I'm going to have to depart. Does this make sense, guys? Like, really? And it's so crazy because, like, people will play off that, and you allow a person in your life because you feel sorry for them. Like, there is somebody that I dated because I felt sorry for them. And it was like, I love you because I understand the type of love that you need, but I'm also not your mama. Like, and so I felt like at times where I should have been a lot stronger with being able to be like, okay, I can love you, but not love you like your mom. And I think sometimes when people get in relationships, they do that. Like, they start taking on a love, or started hearing about people's sad stories before their life. Like, and it gets to the point where it's like, okay, do I like you because of your past, or do I like you for the person that you are today? Because that's two different things, especially with women. Like, we're emotional, and especially like we always want to cuddle and cradle and love on everything we do. Everything we touch turns to gold. So we have to be more perceptive of the people that we love around us. Like, okay, you called me too many days in a row. What do you want? And I'm not doing people like that. It's like, no, because I have my own stuff going in. And then I know that certain people call me when they're feeling low in energy. I don't like that. Call me when you're feeling high in energy. Show me that you love me and you appreciate me. Like, because you don't know what I'm going through every day. You don't know if hey, like I might need some energy pickup. Like you might need to pick me up. But you wouldn't know that because you don't call me on the days that you're not happy. Guys, y'all have to learn how to really speak your real truth. Because I'm telling you, I'm a person like, oh, hey, anybody who know me will tell you that I love my baby sister. Like, don't ever get it twisted. Like, whether we speaking or whether we not. But I was like, listen, you only call me when something is going on. Like, call me when nothing is going on. Just check on me. Like, hey, what's going on with you? Okay, you good? You breathing? You having fun? You cracking them jokes today? Like. But instead, some people, they just call you like that. And it's like, no, like I can't be in the position of that, especially like the field that I'm studying. It's like, if I'm doing this on a daily basis with people, I don't want to come home and do that with somebody that I love. Right. So you have to learn how to set healthy boundaries, guys, with the things that you love. But to really be open to receive love, you just got to look at your whole life as love. Like transform the way how your eyes look, the way how your head look, like your brain operates, change it to a loving mind frame. Like you would not see anything evil or crazy anymore once you change your mindset to love. People say that, oh, it takes a long time to do that. No, it doesn't. It takes a few days of really speaking love into your life, into you, like, and just looking at things like, oh, this was happening for me and not to me. This no was a yes. Like, I understand, like maybe I couldn't get it then, but now I can now. Like you gotta really step in the flow of love. Be accepting to love. Being love is a beautiful thing to the point where it's like, okay, it's a magical time. And I'm willing to receive this magical time. And I'm happy that I get to experience the things that I get to experience at a high cost of full of love. Like you have to really start enjoying every single step, every finger that is wiggling, every toe that is wiggling. Like just really take a moment to fall in love with you. Like every night, like when you get in a shower or if you take a shower in the morning, whenever you take a shower or take a bath, just like when you get out, do the extra step, like to make you feel sexy or handsome. You feel me? Like just really start loving on you that way. So like, I'm telling y'all, it was so important with this love thing to the point where I was loving on me a certain way. And then, I don't know. Then when you actually lay down to like really be intimate with someone, right? They will mimic that energy because one, they have to be on that same frequency as you to even enter your body, but they would do it to the point where you'll be like, oh my gosh, this is very intense. Like I was really just loving on myself and now this person is just like loving on me the same way that I loved on myself. Like this is amazing. People will appreciate you. Like you have to really love you, especially if you want to receive a certain type of love, like where it's the highest love of all, you have to love you so much. And this will make you aware of the people who's not supposed to be in your life. It's so crazy because in class, we took like a truth test and a trust test, right? And everybody was like, gosh, everybody's numbers was high. They really have trust issues. And then mine was like very low. And I'm like, well, because I trust me, which means I trust everything outside of me. So however a person's going to be, that's them. Like, I don't care what they do. Like, but if I'm in tune enough with me and I love me, that means I'm in tune with my whole universe. I'm in charge of my universe. So the people who come into my life to even speak to me, like they have to go through me to see if they are allowed to be in my universe. So I have to accept this thing, right? So a lot of times people get this minor little step and forget about it. Like, hold on. You will not be a part of the Pretty Red ENT Show, not unless I allow you to be. But see, you play so many childish games to the point where I have to separate because that's not a vibration that's allowed in my universe. So I'm going to walk politely away and continue to keep going. But at the end of the day, I don't have to stay. I don't have to deal with anything less than what I don't want to deal with. Does this make sense, guys? Like, so if you want a certain type of love, you have to know what you want and how you want to receive it in order to recognize everything you don't want to receive. But you also don't have to play games with people either, right? But you also got to get this stuff out your system. I'm one of them people like, hey, you know, sometimes that's just a poison. Certain energies that does not belong to you is a poison. Like, hold on, you got to go. Like, my universe is in a flow state, a flow mind. And then once I feel like, oh, I've been putting all this good work and no good work coming back. No, baby, you got to go. I will go do a recall on people who's been talking to me lately and they will be cut off. I don't play games like that. No, ma'am. Go play with somebody else. Don't play with me. Go play with your mama, just not me, okay? But I'm one of them people where I'm very in tune with everything in me and everything out of me, internal and external. Like, stop playing with me. I don't have time to be playing with you. That's childish. Like, so is that what I'm saying? Like, if I tell a person who's playing with me, like, listen, like, it was cool just about a week ago, but you know what? Today, it's not going to work out. Is this me being honest? What does the universe hear when I say that? The universe said, oh, she don't want that energy no more. So guess what? I'm not sending any more of that energy to her. So you got to be very careful when it comes to, like, even when you loving yourself, like, people are going to be attracted to you because they sense the love. They can smell it out, like, ooh, this girl's just all about love. She's shining real bright, or he's shining really bright. Like, you got to really take that time out to really make people appreciate you. But people can't appreciate you if you don't appreciate yourself. Like, I'm telling you, like, I really love me. I get up, I do my hair all the time. I do a lot of stuff that, like, maybe sometimes I used to slack on. Like, nope. I really take the time out to, like, really, really love on myself to the point where people be like, oh my gosh, like, what are you doing? You're a little bright today. Like, oh, nope, I'm just loving on me. But being loved properly is a real thing. But you have to take this step to know how you want to give love and how you want to receive it. Because a lot of times we can overgive, but this is not the season where you overgive to someone and it doesn't come back. So I'm a person like, yeah, I do a few things nice for you, but once I see that you're not doing nothing else back, I will literally, like, fall back, pull up my pants and just dance, and fall back. Whatever Fat Joe be saying, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. But I really take that time out to express to myself that how much I love me and how much I do not want to accept anything less than what I deserve. Like, first of all, I'm a goddess, so it's totally different once you accept your role. Like, you know, like, hey, like, look, it is what it is. Like, prime example, guys. Like, I used to talk to this guy, like, it was years ago. This is funny. But he told me he was a pimp. I'm like, you are not no pimp. I just don't believe you. Like, he was like, I'm really a pimp. I have messed girls. I was like, I just don't believe you. Like, that's crap. I was like, I just don't believe you. I'm like, you're too sweet to do that. He was like, no, I just like you. But he taught me something about myself. He was like, I promise you this. Listen, you should not be around no man who's not pouring into you. And I said, what do you mean? He was like, anytime a man is in your car, in your presence, he need to be giving you something. And I was like, what does that mean? I was like, I just be happy with time. He's like, nah, like, you are a little bit different when it comes to love. Like, you got to understand something. Like, you have a pure, authentic love. And if you really love and respect yourself, that should be reflected. But a man should really appreciate even being in your presence, because you don't even have to let them in there. So when he said this to me, I never really thought about it until I started to really heal. And I'm like, gosh, he right. Like he was like, he was like, well, I wasn't allowed to tell you who you were, but I was allowed to like express like the things that you need to up with your game. Like nobody should be in your presence, not unless they're giving to you. Like, cause you have an energy where it's anytime somebody be around you, it's going to multiply. And so if they're not multiplying into you, you need to cut them off because that means they're taking from you and they're taking from your energy. And I never really thought about it like that until he said it to me like that. And it's a crazy thing, but it always stuck with me to the point where I'm like, but when he was expressing to me, my energy is giving. I love to give. Like it makes me happy to give, but this is a part of my love language. So in order for me to feel love back, I need to receive a gift too. And I like for gifts to be given to me. So when this is like an exchange of like what I consider love is giving, but I also like to be given too. I had to be open enough to receive that, but also be vocal enough to say, this is what I require. And if you cannot give this to me, I am going to politely move away because I'm going to be upset that you're not meeting my standards, my bare minimum standards. That's bare minimum standards of love. So I really think that guys, like this episode is really about like, if you're in a mode where you want to receive love, you have to first receive it from yourself and know and explore what it is you want in love exactly, so that way you can get it, but start doing these things for yourself. Like you can't expect somebody else to come in your life and show you so much love, but you're not really showing it to yourself. That's crazy. You really have to take the opportunity and space to really love yourself in order to be there. But if it's love that you really want and you want to flow there, just make sure that love is your end goal, but don't deviate that. Don't create more hurts on your way to love. Don't harm more people on your way to love. Like if you're speaking in love, people can understand that. Like I'm telling you this, guys, like prime example. One day I told this guy, I was like, listen, I could be your friend, but we can't be more than friends. But then I kind of don't want to be friends with men no more because I'm at a level now where the only friend I want is my husband. So that's dumb. Like I'm not about to be your friend because not saying that I can't be friends with you, but typically guys, they start to like me because I'm a real likable person, but not because like it's a friend like, but it's more than an extreme friend like. And I can tell when it's extreme because it's like, okay, well, it's a very, 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 very extreme now. And I just don't want to be in a mode now where, you know, like my husband's like, hey, this dude really like you. And I'm like, what? Like, well, you know what? It's offending him. I gotta depart from this. Like, you get what I'm saying? But I'm just at a point now in life where it's like, you know, I did my friend time and that was like me mothering these guys. A lot of guys that I was real good friends with, I was really mothering them. So now it's like, I'm not mothering no more men. I only have one son. So at this current moment, I don't even got one child. So that's the only guy I'm a mother to. Anybody else is just, you know, it was just extra. And that's not my job. Like my job is to be loved, to show love, to give love, and to receive love. That's it. I'm not doing anything more, not doing anything less, but I'm also not doing one of the three more than the other. Like I'm not giving more than I'm receiving, and I'm not just being love and not being able to receive it or give it. Like that's just not in the state, and it's not the state of love flow. So guys, like if you want to know, if you want to receive love, this is the first step that I would tell everyone to take a time out to really iterate in your life. Where, what is it that you want in love? And if you just want to just be loved, just how can you get there? But sometimes if you're flowing, you might flow too much. And then you like, hold on, I got to go back up to love because I don't flow up or I don't flow down too much. Let me flow right here. Like, let me get on the boat to love. We did this thing in Spanish class where we talked about like Are you on the romantic boat? Are you on a love boat? And it was so funny because like we were all just talking and I had like the whole class asking it in Spanish. And everybody was just like, oh, you know what? I like that. I'm like, I'm on a love boat. Like everything I do is love, and I can't really deviate from that right now because I'm really in love with life, and I'm in love with just everything that love is. Like it's an amazing thing to experience love and to receive love and to give it, but to also just be love. Like people just speak to me like, I just love talking to you. Thank you. Like I love that. Like, and it's just being able to help someone also is a beautiful thing of love. So guys, like make sure you take the time out to really ask yourself, like, how do I want to receive love? Or how can I get more love into my life? How can I experience this more? What will it take for me to make sure that I do the loving steps that I need to make me feel more loved? Do I need to be held? Different stuff like that, because that's important because everybody deserves to be held. I don't care, like all of that. Like I done dated some guys that was in the dark. So I will say like they really are light too. They just sometimes need somebody to really love them because they probably never really had nobody to take the time out to really show them that love, because maybe their mom didn't do it or their dad didn't do it, but they might meet somebody as lucky as me to show them love, to just love them, and they will hold that dear to their heart. Like I'm telling you guys, but just take the time out to really just experience love in your life and think about the love in general, about the stuff that we do or we don't do, if that makes sense. But really do your best to figure out how can you get on the love frequency and how can you stay there. And staying there is a choice, guys. Like in a choice, sometimes it's between like, okay, you can say something hateful or you can be like, it's all love. Like I might didn't like your conversation. I might not didn't like the things that you said, but I have no bad vibes to you. Like I'm not trying to send no evil, hateful stuff towards you. I just don't have the time for that. And just your response out of love. Like you can politely turn someone down without being hateful. Like you can tell when there's hate behind and a turn down compared to love. Like love sounds more like, you know what? This is a me thing. It has nothing to really do with you. It's about what I want to receive. And it's about like, maybe you're not in alignment to what I want to receive, even as a friend. I told somebody, I just don't think that we can be friends. And I don't understand. You might not understand why, but I'm on a different path and a different level to myself, to where I love me a little bit more deeply than I ever have. And I mean, I felt like I always really loved myself, but now it's more personal and it's more serious to the point where it reflects, and I can't accept that no more. Like I can't accept this old lifestyle that I used to be in. Like I love me enough to not go back in a lifestyle that I used to be in, because I came too far with love to go back there. I never really wanted to be there in the first place, to be honest. But now that I'm out, why do I gotta go back? It doesn't make sense of why I have to go back. I don't want to. I like it over here, so I'm gonna stay here. So this is like a loving thing that I don't know who need to hear that, but somebody do. But don't fall back into the old patterns that you used to do, because love is waiting on you. Love is there. Like you're almost there. Either you there in the boat, or, you know, sometimes you want to, let me jump off real quick to go over here real quick and then try to come back. Like, I mean, you can always come back to love, but why do that when you can stay there and just rock out? There's no reason for you not to rock out. You should really love yourself and enjoy yourself that much to be like, I love me. This is a beautiful romance that I just can't help but to love. Is this. So guys, take that time out to really, like, if you want to receive love, you want to be in a romantic relationship, see how you want to be romance. You feel me? I'm a person like, I love romance. Like if y'all know me, y'all know me. I love romance. I love love. And so Like, I'm only telling y'all the things that I know that is true. Like, I'm telling y'all, I wanted a certain romance. I wanted to go on a particular date that I did. Or you feel me? Like, my Haitian did that. Like, he topped my expectations like times 10. Like, and I'm like, gosh, these guys can't even do that. Like, I was just happy I was in your presence. And like, everything I asked for, you gave that. Like, and I didn't even say it to you. I said it to the universe. I said it to God. Like, whoever you believe in. Like, you know what I'm saying? The angels, the answers. Like, this is what I want. Like, I want this. I want it this way, and I ain't settling until I get it this way. And I'm telling you, like, once you set a demand thing of love, like, I want to receive love this way. Like, the universe hears that and answers it. You feel me? But you have to be willing to be like, okay, I'm ready to receive this. Like, but you also have to give it to yourself. Like, because if you're not giving it to yourself, then you're not doing a duty of love, which it's nobody else's responsibility to really love you. Like, you got to really love you to the point where they are adding to your love. And if they're not adding, then that's when you know that they need to be removed. Does this make sense, guys? But I hope I helped y'all out, you know, like, I don't know. I've been getting a lot of requests for like people with love. I do know there's a portal that's opening for the love. And so I want to be able to express that on how y'all can get the love that y'all need, really. And one of the ways to receiving the love that you want is really by telling the universe and showing the universe how you want to receive love. And it's by giving it to yourself first. You got to be so, and some people are like, I don't like the romance about life. Like, no, you need to romance you. You want to be romanced, then you need to do the romancing to yourself. So that way you know what you want to receive. So when you start dating and somebody's not giving you that, then you already know to abort mission. There's no time to play because you're in this love and vibration. Like, listen, it's not going to work out, love. You know from the first date if it's going to work out. You can tell if a person is nervous, if they're not, we'll do a whoop. But if there are certain things that you require in a date or you require in a person, then you already know it's love. Like, listen, baby, like, maybe it's not meant for me and you to be. And that's fine because I need to love a certain way. I wouldn't, like, my expectations wouldn't drop from how I went on my date with my Haitians. It wouldn't drop from that. Like, you have to top that. Like, that is very hard to top, but that is like bare minimum. Like, that is what he did was bare minimum. So you will have to top the expectations, but I'm not willing to accept anything less than that. Like, no, I can't. I just can't do that no more because I really love me. So, guys, take the time and opportunity. I mean, some of y'all are in relationships and they're on the verge of breaking. Like, let them go too. Like, you know, and I'm not trying to say like, oh, don't fight for your love. But if you know you've been fighting for a while and it ain't worked out, then why keep saying? That's not loving on you. That's not giving yourself any duty. Like, you know that this person is playing games with you, but yet you still allow yourself to be in the same position with this person. Like, let it go. Sometimes you have to know when to get out of the fight. And that's probably going to be my next episode. Like, just let it go. But guys, don't just really work on how you want to receive love so that way you can be happy. Okay? All right, guys. Tell me how you feel about the episode. Make sure y'all hit me up on a Pretty Red ENT Show.podbeam.com or search for me on any platform at the Pretty Red ENT Show. Let me know how you feel about the episode. Guys, but take the time out to really romance yourself. Tell me this week what you did to romance yourself. Like, did you buy yourself some flowers? Did you take a nice bubble bath? Like, what did you do to really romance yourself, to show yourself that you love yourself, on how you would want someone else to show you that they love you? Tell me how you took that step, okay? But thanks, guys, for always tuning in and tapping into the Pretty Red ENT Show. It's your girl, Goddess Naquita, a.k.a. Pretty Red ENT.